Hi, I'm Charlie Cleveland, and I'm the co-founder of Unknown Worlds Entertainment in San Francisco. And I'm the game director, and before Subnautica, I worked on Natural Selection 1 and 2 for many, many years, and this is our first time that we've gone into single-player, kind of more story-based gaming. So that's my background. Yeah, we're excited to get to 1.0. At this very moment, it's a mad dash to find out, just to get everything done. Like we're going gold like in the next 5 hours, so it's not really excitement. It's more just like busy. But yeah, it's been 5 years of early access, so we're pretty good at shipping now. You know, we don't think there's going to be any big surprises. We've been shipping twice a day for 3 years, so we're okay. We know, the game has been out for a long time, and we think we know that we're shipping something decent. So we're cautiously optimistic. Let's put it that way. So we released the first version in early access 3 years ago, just over 3 years ago, December 2014. And we've never wanted to just go 1.0, like say, screw it, we're just going 1.0. That has never happened for us. It's more like, how do we get more time to keep working on the game to try to make it perfect, which it never is. But we had to release at that early stage because we didn't have the funds to make the game. So we spent all of our money that we made from our previous game, Natural Selection 2, to make Subnautica, and we had no choice but to ship early access, which at that point was without a submarine. And for a game called Subnautica, it's kind of weird to not even have a sub, and we didn't really know what the game was about back then. The first couple months were pretty rough. We were definitely concerned we were going to go out of business, because the sales weren't really strong and there wasn't much game. We basically just focused on the stuff that we saw players really loving. Big creatures, going deep, building things. So we cut a lot of other features that we had planned. We watched all the YouTube videos and saw what people were talking about in the chat, Discord and all these things. And we just started focusing on what people wanted. And ever since then, it's been 3 years of, constantly shipping small patches and occasionally shipping really big patches, like once a month or every 6 weeks. And usually those are features that people have asked for, that we believe in. And we try to promote those patches, so we try to get new people to play the game. And we've got most of our main features that we want in the game. I would say all of them, actually. Everything we wanted in the game is in the game. But it has been a long time, and we're ready to be done as well. So it's funny you ask the space question, because it actually started in space. The first plan for the game was going to be like a cooperative, not spaceship building, but like a space station building game. And that was definitely inspired from Minecraft. And at the time, it seemed like no one else was doing space stuff. This was in January of 2013. And then within a month, after thinking that we wanted to make a space game, I feel like there were tons of other space games that were suddenly announced. And so we just thought, there's no way we can make this game in space. Let's just try underwater instead. And we don't have time to do the multiplayer prototype for the game, so we'll just start as a single player game. So we went from cooperative space to single player underwater, and we never looked back. And I've been passionate about underwater for a long time, ever since I saw The Abyss. And we got lucky, because I think that's probably the biggest feature that makes our game stand out is the colors and just the theme. Like, we're the only blue game on Steam, and so we got really lucky. So a lot of developers think that they should design games around streaming, and I have to admit that we thought about that, or at least I thought about that. But I think it's a kind of a trap. If you design your game just to be based on streaming, you risk losing. You risk not making the best game you can. We didn't really design it to be streaming friendly. However, I will say that when we saw streamers play the game, after we launched in early access, you could see the points in the game where people got the most excited, or the most scared, or even the most bored. So we catered to that, and we changed the game to like create more positive emotion, and actually sometimes more negative emotion if you think about fear. So we never set out to do it, but we did tailor the game as we went to get more of the emotional reactions. Which isn't to say that we have jump scares, and we do have jump scares, but we weren't thinking, let's put in like 20 jump scares just to get a reaction. It was more like when people saw really big creatures and they got their mouth just dropped open because they were so excited to see this beautiful, huge creature. It was clear that that's what was motivating people, and those were the experiences that made the game memorable for people. So we did tailor the game very closely to those videos as we watched. They weren't just big streamers though. They were like anyone that played the game. We would just watch, and we could immediately tell what was resonating with players. Well, back when the game was started in January of 2013, we had just had the Sandy Hook shooting in Connecticut, and that was right about. We had just finished making a pretty violent sci-fi shooting game, and I just felt like I can't believe that our government, the U.S. government, is not doing something about this. How can it be that we refuse to make any changes to our laws? And then, of course, I always hear about the culture of violence that we have in the U.S., and I started thinking about, are we contributing to this culture of violence? And if so, can we do something better? Can we make a game that doesn't contribute to the culture of violence? And also, as a design, it's a lot more interesting to make a game that doesn't rely on the same things that everyone else relies on. You want to make something different. So we just said, I basically told the team, we are not putting guns in this game. And there's like a lot of people on the team who still don't believe in it. I think they still think the game would be better with guns, and it actually might have been. We'll never know, but it forced us to explore new design space, and it forced us to make something different. We do have a little bit of violence in the game, like with the knife, and we do have like the stasis rifle, which you can freeze creatures with. I think for the most part we succeeded, and what makes me really happy about that is that we see kids playing the game, like really young kids, and we actually got like a 9 or 10 rating, age 9 or 10, which is the first time I've worked on a game like that. And it's like I said before, it's actually a pretty scary game, but it's still available for kids. So those are the reasons. I don't know if it actually helped the game or not, but I think most of our players appreciate it.